All right, my name is Andreas Vasiliou. My contact's there. I'm just here to just fill in for now and just talk about how to do a cut and fill, and also how to do a true north and the project north for you this afternoon. Hopefully we'll get through all of that. There's a fair bit to get through, so we'll just jump into it. Basically, this is what I'm going to end up achieving by the end of it, hopefully, with you guys. So the difficult thing was to actually get these. Well, it wasn't too difficult to get the contours up there. It's just sort of a different way of doing it than the normal way, or where if you had, for example, not a site plan, but a contour plan from a surveyor who went along and did the engineering survey. They will give you 3D contours, and then there's a piece of cake to convert that after that. But here we have to do it a little bit the manual way to actually get do it. So it's good to learn that technique as well. Just looking forward or down the track a bit towards the end of this lecture, then I had problems getting the True North and the Project North working. They were working in reverse on here because I think because the site plan given was already sitting at the sort of True North. It was already aligned to the edges of the screen, whereas normally it wouldn't be, and the house was putting a sort of a funny angle, and then it just wasn't working. So, but we'll do another exercise where we'll show you how it would normally work, where you draw the house first and then you bring the site plan in at a different orientation. So there's a number of ways of doing it, and it's fine to understand why it doesn't work, and you could just rename those views. If they're working in reverse, you can just rename them as opposed to be the True North or the Project North, depending what it should be. All right, so we have a few sort of issues relating around that sort of those problems with this particular drawing, this template that was given to you. So okay, so basically I'm just going to pull up some instructions that I created as I was going through these motions to actually get this to work, and that's not where they are. Well, they are here, but I just got to find them from in here. Okay, so down to starting here. All right, so planning approval site cover surface and True North instructions, and these will be made available to you when we run through this. Make sure there's no other little bugs that can iron out. At least you get the proper one in the end. All right, so basically the cut and fill part of it, we start off with a template. You save it as an IVT file, and I'm hoping most people had were able to do that. Then we open the supplied Rob site survey.rvt, and we begin to I suppose put in a topo surface in there. Then once we've done that, we're going to bring that other house into this site. Am I correct in the way the procedure is going to go? Yeah. So that's the easy bit. So let's. I've already downloaded that, so I'll just close this for now, and I'm going to create a new drawing based on that template, which I've already downloaded from Learn. I've put it down here in my area where I work, which is not there. It's actually here, and I've put it under here under the starting documents. And I've got a 2019 version, so I'll go with that. So there's no conversion issues there. But I think we download the 2018 version and just run through. Anyway, most of you have probably done that. All I'm going to do is just going to save this now, and I'm going to put it in here in a sort of class. Which I'll give it. I don't know how you name it, but usually I will name it with my name. And I'll call it house or something like that, whatever it is, project one, whatever. That is, don't follow my procedure, it's just whatever your lecturer said on that one. So that's the house. And so that we're just going to put aside for now because we don't need it right away, but at least I got it under my name, so it's all easy. That's the easy part. I'll probably close it, and I'll just open that other thing that I downloaded, which is Rob's site survey, which is sitting there as well. This one here, okay, so It is upgrading that from 2016. Once that comes up, I'll do a save as. I think again naming it under my name and just keeping that one separate to what I downloaded. It's just what I do, but all right. So I'll just put in Andreas Vasiliou here. Okay, so they're all my stuff. All right, so we'll just save that. So this is the way we're going to begin with this is from the site survey here. Now we come in here and basically this is flat on the ground. I know that much. So I want to draw some contours who in fact are that are in fact 97.2 meters up from the ground. All right. So the way to go about it is to go into the massing and site part of it of Revit. And the massing is the left-hand side, and this sort of left-hand side, and from here on is a site part, which is what we're going to be in. Topo surface is what you want to put in, which is the first tool there. Everyone can hear me all right? Yeah, yeah, okay, good. So if I've got topo surface there, the default is to start adding points, which is great. It's just what we want to do. So I want to start adding points. The thing is, I need to add points at 97.2. I don't actually know what it is on this corner here, but it's nice to put a point at the corner. And I'm just going to assume it's just flat because I have no other information there. I'll assume it's 97.2 as well. So I might start from that end. It doesn't matter where you start from. I'm just starting from that end, probably because that's the lowest end, I would say. Yeah, we're going up as we're going this way, and we end up at 100.4, right? So this is going to be the most tedious thing to do, and I'll just go through and place some points. But first, I've got to change this to 97.2. Actually, if I follow my instructions, which I don't always do, which are over here, is to just do some setting changes first. The reason I want to do the setting changes now is because I've been through this procedure already and I didn't get the result I really wanted straight away. If I don't change the settings, it means I won't get a contour at every 200 millimeter rise. So I'll do that just so it looks the same as the underlay one. So let's do that first. To do that, I'll just cancel this top of surface thing. Just click the cross there, and I'm just going to go here. There's a little down arrow, which is shown here. Oops, right there under the site. It's a little arrow there. Yeah, so I'll go there, and all I've got to do is just change that from. This is at every 5 meter rise. It'll show a contour. I'm changing it to 200 millimeters. All right. So otherwise, you won't get anything. So that's that there. I think that's what I changed there. Left the rest I left as it was. All right, so then I can go into topo surface. Oh, interesting. Warning: topographic elements are not visible in your current view. You can modify view range settings in the view's properties or visibility settings. Graphics. It is often easier to edit topography in a site view instead of 3D view. Am I in 3D view? Or a 3D view, sorry. Well, that's true. Okay, they're not in there, but it says to go to the site. Well, we could use the site, but I haven't got the numbers, so I have to turn the numbers on somehow, and I don't know where the numbers are at this point. I didn't even look. I can do it from here though. It's fine. I'll do it from here. Just topography is not on. It says, well, maybe if I go VV, can I do that now and go for topography? Yeah, I can turn it on. I can fix that. That's no problem. So that's good. So I can, in theory, go and add point, this one here. And I can make the first point. Because we're working in millimeters, I have opted to put the numbers in millimeters. So instead of 97.2, it'll be 97,200. Okay. So I'll put that in. So that's the level I'm going to be working at, and I'm going to put that there. Now the first problem I have is that my point I've just put in is not showing. Okay. So I can't see it. Does anyone know where I can fix that up? Does anyone have a hint of what the problem might be or with that? I mean, it took me a little while. Where's my point gone? It's in 3D. I can see it, but not in 2D. So I'll just cancel out of that, and I'll show you what the problem is. correct. Yeah, exactly. It's a view range. Perfect. It is a view range. And if I probably made, did I say that on my notes? Oh yeah, there you go. Change the view range to yeah, about that much, because 100 meters is where we're going. I just made it 110, so we're way above, you know, anything. So we'll just change the view range here to 110,000 millimeters, and I'll do the same for the cut plane. So 110, that seems to work. That's what I did then. So now if I, third time lucky maybe, if I go into turbo surface, what's it going? All right, so if I got that point is in there already. Now I see the point. Oh, I did see the point come in, but the topography. Oh, did I undo it? I think I might have undone it. Yeah, here on. Let me just VV. I'm not sure if the topography is on. It did say it wasn't on, but I remember turning it on. So, but no, it went off because that cancelled everything. So there's my point I just put in. So I just keep going, click, add more points. So I'm going to start on this contour now. I just put that first one there, but the rest will go on top of this contour. I just made an assumption here. It probably does go down a little bit, probably 97, but I just left it. So 97.2 is what we're sitting at. And the idea is to put as many of these as possible, as close as possible to this line, but you can't actually latch onto that line. You can't click on it. And there's no object snaps as such, or snaps as they call them here. So if I'm going through here, you can see it's creating a topo surface, which is on the left hand side. The category is whatever, generic. We can change that later. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's going to take about 2 hours. So at that time the lecture would have finished. So yeah, so you can keep going like this, and you can actually do this now if you want as well, just so you're not sitting there very bored. Along the way, you'll probably find that we might make a mistake. I can show you how to fix that up as well. So quite easy. And now I'm going to do this, well, it's one already, very carefully, but I might just sort of speed it up for the next few, only because we are in this sort of time frame. Just so we can get some results out of it. So here it finishes there, and then I'll just sort of make up the rest of it to the boundary. So then that's fine. The next thing is to change this number now to 97.4. Once you've done that, yeah, let's pause this for a minute. All right, so we'll continue on. Now it's fine to continue on, but what if you? I mean, I will continue on for this one, but the next one I'll probably close it and start again. I'll show you how to start again once you've stopped it and accidentally stopped it or purposefully. So now I'm going to put in, it's important to remember to put in 97,400 there, because the next one is 97,400, all right, that number. So we'll start from that now and see how it's bringing the top of the surface along. I'm going to be a little rough with this, only because mine, it's not all that important. Because we're just trying to get through it. And you could use this as a bit of a practice yourself as well, and just sort of whiz through it very roughly for the next few, just so we can get through this on time, or most of it, hopefully. Aim to get all of it done, but see how we go. All right, so I put that in. There you go. And I'm right into the zone now, and I'm just keeping going, all right? And I'm just keeping going. And then, you know, here we go. And then I just realized I've been putting in, I didn't change the number, right? So look what happened, right? So I didn't change it to 97.6. So how do I fix this problem up now? How do I fix it? It'd be interesting to see. Okay, so what I'm going to do to fix it, well, there's a couple of things you can do. If you've managed to find it here now, that's great. But if you've done the whole thing and then you realize, oh gee, how do I fix it? So I suppose I finished. Let's suppose I finished this altogether, and I look at it and think, oh gee, I'm missing one in here. You can actually click on the top of the surface after, and you can edit the surface. And similarly, now I can fix things up, but I can also add more. Just keep going as such. There's more points. Just have to click place point and change the number over on the options bar at the top. and off we go. But how do I fix these ones here? Now, the thing is, these ones here are correct, the correct level. I can check that, but if I escape and I click on this, it tells me that it's 97.4, so that's a correct one. The one that's wrong, if I escape and click on this one, is this one here. So what I need to do painfully is select each one of those, either a window or something, but I can't really do a window because I keep getting the other ones. So control button, and then select the wrong ones and just change them to change the number in the options bar to be 74.6, 97.6 or 97,600, sorry, because we're working in millimeters, and just enter that. So now all of a sudden you can see it's created that other one in between. So I can now keep going by, what have I done? If I escape that, click over here. So you have to sometimes click onto these editing tabs to see where you are. But I was there, but I need to be on the edit surface part of it. So now I can add another point, and I can just keep going now like this. And oh, look what happened here. Oh, see, I stuffed up again. I forgot to change it. See that? So I'm in trouble. So now I can probably undo in this instance a couple points until I get there, and now change it to the correct one, which is 600, and then we'll be all right. But you can see how much trouble you can get yourself into. Okay, so I'll just put one at each endpoint here, which is okay. You can see these little contours up on the upper half are made out of short lines. The ones on the lower half are sort of made out of like a spline or some sort, and they haven't got as many endpoints. But these ones that have got endpoints are pretty good. Like I can change this number now to 97.8 or 97,800, and I can go and just put in an endpoint at each endpoint, like sorry, a point at each endpoint of the line, because I'm not going to get it any worse off than the one underneath, really, which is also goes at the endpoints. So you can see that sort of accuracy is good enough anyway. All right, so there we have it. You can see though here, I've got some problem here. You see how that's sort of gone off a bit? So you have to investigate that sort of thing. So you might want to finish it and just see what's going on. I can see here is the underneath contour. Now, sometimes you might have to change your visual style. So it's like, the visual style to be wireframe. So you can see the underneath stuff. Yeah, so what do we have here? We have a line here, which I don't know what it is. So this line here is actually, these solid lines are actually the, hang on, yeah, should have picked those. The solid lines are actually the ones of the top of the surface, but I can't see the, what this line is here. I don't know what that is at this point, but you can adjust it. Let's have a look. If I click here, I can go edit surface. You can adjust things. I can, for example, now I'm sitting on placing a point on 97.8. So I can put that point up on this line here, because I think that's where I went wrong here, perhaps, and over here. So you can go quite pedantic and put points in here like this. This one here, I'm not sure what it's doing over there, but you can see now that I've put that there, that's actually where I should be. So you can actually even move points, I think, yeah. You can move them a bit. You can do like little adjustments, but you can see how it moves everything. So you've got to be careful with those. So if you can stuff it up a fair bit. It could be there all day, really. It depends how accurate you want to go with this. And like this one here is, for example, a 97.6. You can see I've got this kink here. I can go and change this back to 97.6 and actually put in, I think I just changed the point accidentally because I had it highlighted. Control Z. All right. So I can just escape that. I can then go 97.6. What's going on here? Control Z. Let me just escape out of this for a minute. All right, let me just go back to this. Now I've got to fix that problem there. See that problem there? So how do I fix it? Okay, I'll go edit surface, and then I've got to make sure I've got the right, the right elevation. So I'm going to go and add a point at 97,600. Let's see if I can get this right this time. And I'm just going to add one here. See that pushed it along there? And the more you put in, the more accurate you get. I can put one up here, there, right? So you just got to be careful when you first put it in. I still don't know what's going on here, but that's a 97,800, and that's correct there. That's correct there. So I'll just put in the next lot, which is 98. 98 round numbers. 98, and we go there. Again, I'm just going to be a bit rough again, and I'm just going to ignore these little issues. I just sort of showed you how to fix them, I suppose, if you really want to get it absolutely 100%. And at the end of the day, I suppose contours are just an interpolation of a number of points taken on the site. So sometimes close enough is good enough, but that's not close enough, for example. And this is not close enough. So this would need another point in here, which I sort of jumped from there all the way down here, and the thing just sort of came up with something else. But I won't bother changing it now. All right, so I'll just pause there for a minute. Yeah, when you get to down this end here, I'm sorry, down here, it starts going across your, your underlay. So you make sure you have it on wireframe. That way you can always see your underlay or your lines underneath. Yeah. So yeah, a few of us are getting this scenario here where this is not showing up, and I'm not sure why it's not showing up at this point. The first exercise I did was fine, but this one is not. So, but I'm quietly confident that everything is happening okay in the background, and the actual topography itself will be, the surface will be fine. You can see here there's some major issues, like for example this one here in my case, and a bit here, there's this kink. So I don't know what's going on there. But we know how to fix it, right? So the first one, 98, I could go and put another number there. That fixes that. And this one is a 97.8, so I can fix that like that. Delete that. So I can put that into here, and that fixes that. So you can see how easy it is to fix if you know how to do it, of course. So if we go 98.4. 98,400, and that's the next one. Just keep going like this. As I said, I'm doing this in the wireframe mode, so I can see the contours underneath as I'm going through. I'm just going to hopefully speed this up a bit, because it does. Unfortunately, you see, if we get to do the real thing, to do all this stuff that we just done now, it takes like a minute. Yeah, so, but if you're working from a flat surface, then that's what you got to do. I'm going to put one more point here at 98.4 in this instance, and then I'm going to change to 9, because I think this point is probably closer to 98.4 than 98.6, and then I'll change to 0.6. Well, it's not quite 0.6, you know what I mean. It's 998,600. Oh, look what happened though. I put that in there, but it actually ducked over there. So that's interesting. I might have to change this to something else. Maybe I'll do a 0.5 or something. Or, see how that looks. All right, so that seems to look better with 0.5, I think. So we'll go back to 0.6. Not really important so much, but you can choose what you want to do there. I mean, I've got some surveying experience, but I'm not a surveyor. So, all right, so my background is architectural drafting. So, but But I had the privilege to work with a surveying company for about 3 years, I think. So that was good experience. Right, so I'll keep going here. 98.8. So let's go with. But that was using AutoCAD, of course. Back then we didn't have Revit. All right, so that goes there, and over here we're just having a look in here. There's oh, goodness me, we've got this point here. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Let's keep going down. Yeah, so this one here is not coming across, but let's see how we go as we're going down. I am skipping a fair bit here, so I'm not expecting it to be right on top of it, but I'm expecting it to be a bit more precise than that. But let's just finish it off. This one here I can't latch onto the endpoints because this is a bit that I've got this spline and it doesn't seem to be latching on. There's no endpoint until I get to the end. Let's see how we went. We went badly. And I don't know if it's because this one here is a bit kinky, as you can see, it's like all over the place, this one here. So I don't know how to fix that one at this point. I'm just going to go 99 and hope for the best. Okay, so I went 99. And that seemed to have corrected it. See that? So sometimes you have to obviously do something else before it actually corrects. And you can see every time I do that, it does something else. Now, just think that we're not going to get it exact at all, but we want to get it close to what it was there before. Also, I dare say what we're doing here is possibly a little more accurate. I'm thinking than what was put there before, because the program here is working it out for you mathematically. Whereas before it just seems like possibly that was just drawn so it looks right. It looks pretty, I suppose, but it might not necessarily be like that. So who knows? Let's just keep going. See here what's going on. Did I change the number? Yes, 98.2. Yes, I did. So this one here is a bit of a mess. I'll just keep going. Here we've got issues. Not really. It's fixing itself up. It's just a difficult little location there. As we move over here, it sort of goes over the top, and this is absolutely detrimental here that you have your wireframe. So I might just stop it here for a minute and just have a look at what we've actually done so far. So if I go to 3D, you might want to save this. This is what we've done so far. So it looks okay here. It does. The dashed ones, I think I went through and changed some of those settings on my other example, but the dashed ones, I dare say, are the whole numbers. Yeah, the meter interval, yeah, exactly, because that's what we put in. But you can go and change it so it shows a different line thickness. It's actually in reverse. Generally, the meter interval ones are thicker than the in-between ones, and they're not dashed. And so it's just the way the program has got it, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the top of the surface is what we want to get out. So, yes. Yes, I'll have a look. All right, so let's speed it up a bit, and I'll just finish mine off, and we can just put in the info we need on there. All right, so let's have a look. Just top of surface 99.4. Did I? Was it? All right, so let's put that in at 98.4. Yeah, 99.4. All right, so we'll just keep going there. and 99.6. It doesn't matter where you start from, whether it's from the bottom or top or whatever. I'm just going very rough here just to finish it off there, and then it's yeah, there. Okay, so then we put 100 and 100. Oh, look at that. I didn't do that properly. So that point will be 100,000. It should be. I just put 10,000 instead. So it went funny. So be careful with your numbers there. And this is becoming a little messy, isn't it? But have some faith, maybe. Yeah, so it's 100. You put another one of those funny ones. Then it's 100. Oh, there's another 100. So it's pretty flat actually from here to here. So I'll just keep going. It's a weird one, that one. Keep putting the points in, and you'll just work it out as we're going along. So 100 and 200, 100.2. So it's going uphill as we're going along. There, and 100.4, and we go there. Oops. There, and I just put one there, and we're done with the surface. So I'm just going to tick that and give it a save. And now in my notes here, over here. All right, so we did all that. Demonstrated convert the contours to that just now. That's how we did it. Compared to the underlay, yes, we marked it on fixing that up. You can also move the trees up if you want to the correct height. View range settings may need to be modified to view the points added. We've just done that beforehand anyway. We will now move to learn a little more about the topple surfaces. That's the idea of what was going to happen in the proper engineering thing, but we'll leave it for now. And then I've got an example of an actual house that you can put on that particular example. Those notes I have actually, and I'm happy to pass them on to Michael, and you can run through them. And I will look at them briefly in doing this example. All right, so this is what we actually have now in your, so back to your original now project to link your house in. So we're just going to bring your house and then we're going to put it onto there. So back to your original thing. If we look at that, that's all we got. We can change this to be something else. For example, in the categories here, we can change this to Earth, for example, just some minor changes. Earth. You can change the graphics to be a greenish thing and hope it works. Go OK, and if I change this to realistic, perhaps it might even change. I'm not going to muck around with it. I know someone else had a problem as well before with this, and Earth is what it is. But you can change to grass, and maybe that will help. It also in the appearance here, we got this thing here which doesn't help. And if we change this to be, if I just click on there, we can maybe put grass. So we've got grass. I think I don't know which one it was, but one of these will do, as long as it's green. Hopefully it is green. Okay, that done, and okay, and we're getting a grass looking. All right, so if I go to insert and I go to Revit link, I can go to yes, I'm going to put this into I'm going to look for this file that I've saved earlier, which is under here, and it's under site. And under starting documents, I saved one, Rob's house. This one here, sorry, this one here, Andreas house. Rob's house is actually, Rob's site is the site plan, and the house is the house. And we're going to put that in origin to origin. I reckon that should be in site plan doing this, but hopefully it will just put it in origin to origin. All right, so it should be sitting down there, which it is. There it is. All right. The aim of the game is to bring this up to about the level we want. So I'm going to go to a west elevation, for example, and just have a look at it like this. And I'm just going to literally just move it up because it just landed on level 1 or whatever it was. We're actually sitting all the way up there, so I'm just going to move it up. Okay, so from the elevation view, move the house up to the surface level. So roughly, I'm just going to move the move command. That's what I'm going to use, and I'm just going to should be able to move it up. Hang on, maybe. Ooh, what have I picked up? Picked up something else. I'm trying to get the link. Where's the house? It's down there somewhere. Getting all these trees, and there's a house, and you got to make sure you got like select links available, or under your select here under modify, have select links ticked. So that means you can click the link. Otherwise, you won't be able to click on it like I did. And then you can move it up. Just pick it up from somewhere. It doesn't matter where. Just roughly from the finished floor level, and just go up to about about there sort of thing. There it is. So it's a list up here somewhere, and then we can sort out where to put it. All right, so from that, then I move to the site plan, and this is where you just work out where you're going to orientate it according to your requirements. Oops, not the ceiling, because we'll go site plan survey under the floor plans. That's where it's sitting now, and I can just modify it, rotate it a bit. There's my thing, rotated. However, well, I didn't finish the rotation, and it just I crashed into my cable here, and it dropped it. So let's just try again. There it is. Rotate, and we'll just go like that, and go like something. I'm just going to align it along those contours, roughly perpendicular to those, and I'm just going to move it about there. That's where I want to put it. Knock down a few trees. That's all good. All right, whatever. So that's it there. So it's sitting up there now, and it's sitting at that on that surface. A little high, so I'm going to go to the elevation again. Now listen, drop it down a bit. I'm just going to actually move it by eye for now, sort of about there. So you can see maybe now how I'm crashing into the top of the surface, and it's protruding through there. So there's sort of, when I work out the level I want, is where I'm going to put my pad, so I can actually put it on the level cut and fill sort of situation. So right now, so that's basically what I've done, something like this. Then I'm going to put in a pad level at somewhere. All right, so I'll just pause there for a minute. Maybe just watch for now as I run through this at 100 miles an hour. So let's go at the elevation, and let's just put a level here, architecture level, and just drop one roughly where you might think you want it. We can change it later. All right, so I'm just going to put a level here. I'll just put it past here so I can see the one I just put in. And I'm just going to name this level pad. I don't know what it is. Yes, rename corresponding views. And there's my pad there. Okay, add a building pad from the massing in site. It's up to you, he says, how much flat area you want around your house. So we can do that as well. What are we going to do with that pad system here? We're going to house base pad. Yes, we're going to make it 150 thick, the pad. So it's basically, the compaction, I suppose. I think it comes out too thick. I'm just going to make a little pad. So let's have a look. It's just a base material. So let's go. It's not important how thick it is, but let's just do something. Let's go to site survey, and here's my house. So I'm going to put a pad in here. So I'm going to go to massing and site, and there's a little building pad option here. It's top of surface, some other things here, car parking, and then there's a building pad there. All right, so I'll click that. And I'm just going to allow, I don't know, 4 meters around my house. I'm not sure what example I used before, but I'm just going to click this perhaps, pick lines. I'm going to offset 4,000. Another way of inputting 4,000 is 4m for meters in Revit. And I can just use this, maybe the gutter here as the offset guide. You can do whatever you want as far as that goes. Obviously, it's just your choice. I don't know where that's going. I can't see. Because I approached it from this side, it will put it to the left side. So there it is. I'm just going to draw a line now, somewhere roughly about here to down here. Oh, goodness me. Look what happened, eh? I was going too fast, and of course I didn't change the offset amount to 0, which it is now. Just go from here. Should work now. Yeah. Okay. So, and I'll just put one maybe from here to here. So that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to use this trimming tool here, and I'm just going to fix it up so it's all enclosed like so. And I think that should be all right, but here it's not okay. So there it is. Oh, here you go, one more. My building pad now is that one. It's pad 1, whatever it is. Edit type, you could rename it, whatever, duplicate it, but I'm just going to change this one and just make it, instead of 304.8 millimeters thick, which is 1 foot, just going to make it 150 millimeters. Oops. All right. Okay, that's it, done. Okay, so now I'm just going to go tick. Oh, one thing I haven't noticed is where I put my pad, and that could be that the pad is sitting on the ground level rather than on the pad level. So it's something I wasn't watching beforehand. So let me just have a look where it is. I might be lucky, but regretfully, I'm unlucky. So there's my pad down there, and there's my hole that the house is going to fall in a minute. Always works out the demonstration types. Oh, what do? You know, you've got to have some fun with this. My problem now is how to fix this thing. So let's click on, apart from redoing it, click here, click there. Why can't we edit this? Hold on a second. Because I haven't got the pad. See how it says here, there, topography? I'm actually getting the actual topography. So the pad is down on the ground somewhere. I might get it if I just keep tabbing. No, can't get it. So I'm going to have to go to, this is a good example. I did it on purpose, so I can see if I can get myself out of here. Down here, there is a pad somewhere. And it's possible that it's around here somewhere. There's a lot of model lines and stuff here that they're pad. For tab 1s, click on here, pad. Now, I can go edit boundary. And it says, okay, you can't edit it here, so where do you want to edit it? Let's go to site survey, which is what I was trying to do. There's my pad. It's sitting on here. We're going to change the thing set. Work plane. It's sitting on level site survey, which I think is the ground. So we're going to change it to pad. There. Okay, so we're going to go tick. And we're going to go there, and that's a little better, right? So there's my pad, which should be up there, right? Perfect. Okay, so there's the pad. Did I skip a what's it called? A step? Possibly. I probably should have duplicated the topography before I did the pad. That way, we can get the program to work out the cut and fill for us. It doesn't know what it was. Now I just wrecked the original. It was just rushing through. But let me just show you where that step is. It says here, actually. Did I miss that step? Well, I did. I intentionally did, because it was supposed to go to here. Page 18. On the instructions I'm going to give you, shows you how to do that. So I'll just show you what that is, and I'll just backtrack a little bit and do it again probably. So let's all right. So let's go here. Sorry, into here. in the files I'll pass over, there's a thing called topo surface house, and there's some instructions. This is what it's referring to, these instructions here. And these instructions here show you how to do a proper site, cut and fill, with having proper engineers sort of contours. These are our students at Regency did this, and it's part of Regency TAFE. It's part of the land. So yeah, so on page 18 out of all of this, it shows you how to do it. So page 18, go down a bit. 18, 16, we're getting close. All right, so down the bottom of 18 from memory. Here, cut and fill. There's a little video you can watch as well about it. So we can go there. So basically, essentially, it says do this. Select the top of surface and change this phase filter to existing. So we didn't do the existing one. That's the bit we didn't do. So I'll just go here and undo a number of steps. Yeah, undo all of the rotating is fine. Undo the pad up to the pad. Yes. So I'll undo that. So there's my house. So what I should have done is gone here, highlighted this, and put that into existing. So make that existing. Right, so it's existing, and I'm going to go into an additional step here, which is mentioned in your notes there. I'm going to name this one here existing. I'm doing an additional step to what the instructions say from that other file that I just showed you. I'm going to put in here existing. If I can find the capitals, I want a capital existing pad. Oh, sorry, existing surface. I'll just call it that. All right, so this is my existing surface. So because I put in the face filter is existing, it'll go grey. So I'm not sure if your face filter is existing over there that you've got a problem with, but we'll check that out later. So if I click here, it says existing, or I can change it back to new construction. Now, when we then what we're going to do is duplicate this. If I show you these instructions here, from lesson site here, it says create a duplicate surface exactly. So what we're going to do is going to this other tool here. So just escape that. So that's done. So go to graded region and create a new topo surface exactly like the existing one. All right. So I'll go this one, and I need to select this one, and it creates another copy of it. All right. So that automatically go into new construction. This is existing. It says here existing surface. So I need to sorry, I need to tick that. Sorry. And now if I click this one here, it's existing. Okay. If I go tab. Okay. Just trying to get to the one that's not existing, but it's a little difficult to get to. So I need to, I won't worry about it if I don't have to, because one of them says existing, so the other one is obviously the new, right? So I can't get it right now. This one here says, oh, because it's exactly the same. Sorry, it's exactly the same. That's why. Yeah, I can see here new construction. So this is actually new. It's not existing. Because when I made the copy, actually it made the name the same. So there's two of them that are called existing, but one is actually a new surface. So I reckon that's a new one. Yeah, so that's there. New. If I go tab, that's existing. It's funny how it's green, isn't it? Anyway, okay, so we've got two different names. Somehow it's very difficult to do, but I just managed to do it, I think. So, all right, so now we're going to go back to the step of putting that pad. I don't think we've got the level in there, or have we? Now we'll put the pad in. So I'm just going to go to this here. So we've got the pad. Hopefully I'm recording. Yes, I'm recording. All right, so let's go to the pad. Now, have I got the pad level in there? Yes, I have. Still in there from before. Okay, so I don't have to create it now. So let's go to the pad, building pad. Should be a piece of cake in theory now. Just going to go with this, 4,000. and just going to go offset here, there. Or you can just sketch it roughly yourself around, right? You don't have to do offsets. You can just decide, yeah, you know, who cares? I'll just draw something. I can, oops, I can take off the offset, and I'm just going to draw, you know, something around my house. I mean, sometimes this will include the pad itself will include a driveway. You know, so you can do whatever you like then. Okay, so you can mix and match. You can, as long as you have an enclosed sort of thing around it, you'll be right. All right, so I think that's all right. All right, so now just the pad here again. I just, if I want to make it a bit thinner, I can do that by 150. We said done. Okay, that. And okay, that hopefully I haven't lost any steps. Oh, hold on, it's on level. Here you go. Before we go to the next one, level, site survey. This is where we stuffed up before. So change that to pad 1. But we know how to change it as well afterwards. It'll be more difficult. But this time I think we got it right. So if I go 3D now, this is what we got. Oh yeah, but the pad level is a little high, so a lot of fill here, but not much cutting. Okay, so we're just going to go to south, or any section, any elevation or section. It's a little high, so you know, I'll just lower this a little bit. It's sitting on almost a level 100, so let's just drop it to what, 98, couple meters. I don't know. See how we go. 98,000. Oh, where do I type that in? Elevation. Yeah, change it here, or I can change it down here, right? Just it wasn't typing 98,000. Let's try that. Ooh, that's a bit low, isn't it? Oh, it's got 99. I don't know. Just we're just playing with the numbers now, and that's what you got to really do. All right, so let's have a look at it now. Maybe I should have. It is going into it a bit. We'll play around with it a bit later. But anyway, so this is what we've got now. How do I see the actual cut? What you're going to do is go down here which says face filter and change that to show complete, hopefully, and apply. There you go. All right, so that shows it a bit better. All right. All right, so that's looking nice and green for me. All right, so now what level is this house going to go at? It's the other thing you've got to be careful. I mean, this one here is great. It shows the steps here, but if you want it to be lower, you can actually just lower the house literally. I can't see the house here because I'm somehow gone into a section view, but I can change this to maybe wireframe. It might help, might not help. It's a little messy, but you can try different sides perhaps. That might help if we view it from this side. The pad level is this one here, and is unfortunately on top of some other line. So you can actually drop your house itself a little down as well. But where I've got it, because it's timber frame, is actually quite okay. But if yours, for example, look at here, this is a finished floor level here. This one here is a finished floor level of the house. So if you really wanted to make it 100 millimeters, say above the pad, what you do is move this house by highlighting it from there and find the pad level, which is a bit confusing. The pad level is that black one here. See the black one there between the level 6 and that. All right, so I don't know what these levels are, but it's there. So you're going to go and drop it perpendicular on that black one. So right now we're on the pad. So then you can just move it 100 up from there. So you've got a level that you can work with. So go from there now and just click somewhere and then go 100. Now I know my finished floor level is 100 millimeters above the pad. That's the idea. Doesn't quite work with this, but you can see it's 100 millimeters above the pad. All right, so that's done. Yeah. Yeah, if you're not going to have obviously a timber floor, yeah, it looks a bit funny. So if it's going to be concrete, yeah, get rid of the handrails and then yeah, fix your model, the reference model. Then and you can save this. Obviously, if you want it before you fix it, you can just save it. and what you got to do is go to Revit links on the left hand side there, right click, open and unload. It will give you some warning, say yes, don't worry about it, go change it, come back in here and just go reload, and it'll just save the other one, close it, come back in here and reload. That's another way. Or just close this, open the other one, fix it, close the other one, open this, and it'll still work. Other way. All right, so that's minor. All right, so now the last bit is actually putting in this cut and fill, I suppose. I don't know what working out what's your most efficient. Well, so you have the less amount of fill, but I'll let you. You just have to run a schedule for that. It's not hard to do, but the schedule is also shown here. Show you where that is. We'll put the driveway in here, but you don't have to put the driveway. It's in this example here. Add cut and fill schedule. But I think you're better off following the one I just did for this particular job. I think I did do for this particular example. I think I ran through it again for you. Let's double check. So we're down here now. We can now add cut and fill schedule to see how much we are cutting and how much we're filling, and if we need to cut any fill in the route. So this is what I did. So follow this for now. I think this is pretty comprehensive for this because it's more specific to this. And this is the thing you got to do. So, all right. So I ended up, the less number you have, the better. For this one here, we think we've got left over 0.15 cubic meters or so, which is a few bucket loads. It's not much. So how do you do that? You basically add a schedule. So I can just show you that now. What I do is right click here normally and add a schedule, new schedule. It's not another way of doing it, but it's a topography schedule. Topography, this one here, and I go OK, and then I add the name, or I add the cut. Well, let's see what order I put them in so we don't have to backtrack. Maybe just do them in order, it's better. All right, we have the name first, sorry. Name. Okay, we've got the name, in it goes, and we've got the cut, in it goes, under C for cut, and we've got the fill, which is just below that here, in it goes, and we've got the net cut and fill, which gives us a total, under N, net cut and fill, in it goes as well, and we go OK. So basically this one here, I've got, I think I've got to bring in 109 cubic meters at this point. I can read it from here, which is a lot, so anyway, who cares, eh? No, we'll fix it up. All right, so the other, yeah, probably if I drop it 500 mil, yeah, it might be okay. So let's just do that at first instance. If we go to the north here and find that number and drop it to what, 98.5, you reckon? So 98,500, 8,500. See how that helps. Now the thing is, because I didn't attach my house to that, which I can do, I just didn't. It won't lower, so we'll have to move this house if it's correct. Another 500 mil. Okay, so I'll just do that separately now. All right, so that's that there. So let's go and have a look at our schedule. So now we've got leftover soil by the look of it of about 36 cubic meters. So maybe we have to go up a bit. I don't know where I ended up with mine, but I ended up getting it a bit better. So let's formatting is one thing. We'll just format it. Show conditional format. Calculate totals. So formatting is on this side over here on the browser. Net cut and fill. No calculation. Calculate totals. Yes. What else did I do here? Under sorting and grouping, I did the grand totals and I did itemize every instance. Okay, sorting and grouping. Grand totals, the rest of it was already there. And then under appearance, under appearance, I usually get rid of this blank row from the top, and the rest is okay. So let's go down, and then we should look like this. We don't have a gap between there and there. When this only appears like that when you put it on the sheet. Okay, at the moment, well, at the moment I'm just reading it from here, but you can just muck around with your pad level to minimize this number here. I'll just drop it onto the sheet here, just so you can see it. The schedule, this one here, topography schedule. There it is. So that's it there. So that's easy. I can zoom it up here better. You can see it. So as we drop the level, so see here, it's working on the new surface, and this is the cut and fill. This bit here is, I think that's, I actually don't understand what this is exactly, but I think it's got to do with it sort of creates another sort of surface which you haven't named once you've put the pad on. But the number to look at is this one here. That it's 36.9. So that as you're moving that up and down, that will minimize. All right, so that's just done through the elevation. All right, so that's that. Now the true north. How fast is this? Pretty fast, eh? Revit site tools, sorting, we've done that. We've dropped that on there. And we're looking at the wrong notes. Let's look at the other notes. So these ones are done. Okay, in my situation, this is the result. It says, okay, I see my level worked out that 98.77 was the best for me. Yeah, so I mean, I'll do that now, seeing I've got the number there, and just see what actually happens. 98.77. See what we get, and go back to this one. So we still look like, I think, what is it here? Minus, that means we've got left over. I think that means we've got left over. Yeah, few left over, a minus. But here we've got way too much left over. So we actually we've got to bring some in this case, yeah. Because where I position this house is a little different to the other example. So I think you're aiming to have some left over rather than cutting some in, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Economics, yeah, that's right. So you can always use it somewhere if there's not too much left over. So you want to end up with a little bit of minus number, but not like in the double digit cubic meters, because too much. Maybe 1 or 2 cubic meters if you can, be good. Yeah, all right. I don't know. Anyhow, as I said, not my field exactly, but okay. No, exactly. It's not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because sometimes you might want to have your house elevated for other reasons, and you're prepared to pay that extra money, put it on stilts or something. I don't know. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I've actually put my site in probably not the best location, but it was to show you how it all works. Yeah. All right. So if I go to a true and project north. All right. So duplicating a suitable site view, make sure that the view orientation is set to true north before you duplicate, and then we rename it to Project North. Make sure the view orientation is set to true north. Okay, so and then you can change it after that. This is the confusing bit, which doesn't make any sense because it's all reversed to what it's actually trying to do because of the reasons I sort of mentioned earlier. All right, so let's just duplicate a site view here. Site view. Which one we're going to go for? Duplicate. This is a site view, and if I just escape, we've got something highlighted. If we have a look here, Project North, it's set to Project North now. It just says make sure it's set to True North to start with. Apply, and nothing changed because it's the same. True North and Project North is the same here. We haven't done really anything to it. So what I'm going to do now is right click and duplicate, and rename this one here. Rename. I think you said the first one to be true north, I think. True north, doesn't matter. Oh, goodness me, hey, love that. Okay, I'll make it capital, true north. Okay, so that's true north. And I'll just do another one. Click that, right click, duplicate that one there, and right click, rename project north. Perfect. All right, project north. Fantastic. Okay, so what do we do here? All right, so one is got to be called project north, so it changes from the project north. So okay, so we've got the two now. So project north says project north under orientation, and the other one says true north. Fair enough, whatever that means. I'll just close that. All right, so now we've got all that. Create another one called project north. We did. All right, in visibility graphics, turn on project base point. Expand the site category to find it. No need to turn on the survey point. Okay, so this one is in the project north one. Okay, so this one here, project north. Oops, that one there. We're going to go to visibility graphics, and we're going to go to site. Where's site? There. And we're gonna here we've got survey point, and we got what's the other one again? Survey point, project base point is project base point. Project base point is here, and survey point. You see they're all on. We can just turn off the survey point because so we'll just see they're here. They're all on top of each other. So we just wanted to see the project base point. That's what we've got to work with. Control Z. See, when I went, well, before I turned it off, it had the little triangular one as well. So, so we've got to go and turn off the site. Site. Okay, so we'll go. So the survey point we turn off, wasn't it? So okay, that. So we only got this guy here. If I click on this guy here, you can see here, angle to true north is 0. So here is project north. So we've got to tell it what the angle is to true north. So this is a bit of a problem here because normally a house is the one that's drawn horizontal, sort of to the edges, parallel to the edges of the building. Whereas this time around it's this site plan that is drawn that way, and the house is not. So things are going to be reversed, but we're going to follow how it should be and then see what we get in the end. All right, so let's go. So what is it telling us to do here? We've done that the project north thing. That's fine. In the visibility graphics, we did that. Add a couple of detail lines as construction lines to work out how much you have rotated this building. And remember, I just sort of rotated it roughly. In my original design, it was 39 degrees. Or probably easier, it says, if you use this other tool, manage, acquire coordinates, and select the linked file. Because the linked file was originally horizontal, and we rotated it, and it knows how much we rotated it by. We can get the program to put that angle in there rather than us drawing lines and trying to measure with the angle command. So that might be a better way of doing it, but you can always double check, make sure if it's about right. So we're expecting about a 40-degree thing in there, I think, still, because I didn't change it too much. If you do not use the latter option, simply type in 39 into this field there, or into here. You can just type it in if you know what that angle is. All right, so let's go with the manage, I think it was, coordinates up here under project location, acquire coordinates. Let's click this link and just hope something happened. Something happens, 35 degrees. There you go, 35 degrees. So that's what I've done this time around. All right. That's really good. Okay, so that's working. It's a bit shocking. Okay, so let's put it in there. Now, this is another issue we must get over, it says here. Um, yeah, that is especially related to the survey Revit file that you have been given. Normally, you would be drawing your floor plan parallel. I always talked about that. In this case, it's the other way around. Uh, so then now the proper way. So it says it's all confusing. So basically, what happened here? So the true north and project north settings are working in reverse. True north is project north and vice versa. Confusing, yes. So it's confusing there. So now, is it true though? Is it true? Let's have a look. What's going on? Has anything changed? It's a good question. So that says it's Project North. This one here is yeah, there you go. This one here is True North. Well, True North actually, in reality, the site, the north should have been, you know, that way. We can't really see which way, but I think I've got a little example here. I think I draw a little something or other. No, I didn't. Anyway, so when we first started out, which was like this, our north point was pointing upwards. The side plane was already, I know it was drawn, I'm assuming, with north pointing up. So really, this is our true north, and our project north, I think, is this one here, which is we want to have a house for. Is that the way you're reading it? Yeah. The drawing the model is right. Yeah. So on the floor plan, it will look horizontal, or rectilinear, as you say. Um, so I think really, for this example, we have to just rename those the other way around to know what we're doing. But it's not the orthodox way of doing it. It's not the proper way. Yeah. One important point I think to say at this point in time is when you look at Google Earth, you'll see that the north is this direction like that. Down. So where this block is and contact to the road, you get that north from Google Earth, you'll find that it's down there. So you have to find it to make that true north. Yeah, right. That rather than what the site plan is. So the original, okay. So you're saying the original site plan, the site as such, Rob's house or whatever. So you reckon this one here, that's north is down, south, down on that one, sort of, yeah, real north, yeah, yeah. So we. So north, yeah, all right. So north will north be southeast will be right there. Yeah. So sort of that will be north. All right. So that's our north actually. Oh, right. Yeah. You see, yeah. So really, yeah. So that side plane wasn't really drawn probably, but having not really knowing which way was the right north, I couldn't really prepare it any other way. Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, but if you want to know how it should be done, I then sort of created I said here now do the proper way, and there's a little link there for you to, if you don't want to run through this, it will explain to you how it actually should be working. And what I did, I have just drawn some simple things like this, just a simple little walls like that. I put a boundary around it as well, and I just drew this thing here where the north I think should be. Then I went and did exactly what that video said earlier, and it all worked out with this one being true north. As you can see, it's pointing upwards, and this being the project north, with that being parallel to the screen. So that situation where you start your house in an architectural template, draw it normally, then you put in the site afterwards. And by the way, these little lines here I put in are through this massing and site is just the property line here. It's a proper property line to put in and tag and all that. There's a lot to it. And there is a whole, I think you guys also have on your Learn, you have this other folder that I've got in here, which is the Ascent 2016 architecture site sort of exercise, which I've gone through and edited a few years ago. Some other little mistakes and changes I made to it, but essentially it's the book you download from the internet. So that runs, you can run through even more advanced version tutorials on how to do site. But at this point, we'll run out of time, so I can't really show you more, but I'm happy to, if you've got time in your program, to come back and show you more stuff on whatever down the track. Okay. This is where you clap. No, that's all right. Okay. All right. So I'll come and give you a few minutes in the visual sort of help if we can sort some other issues out and go from there. All right. Thank you.